Hey, what's up, everybody? It's Jeff White, Jeff White Fitness Solutions. Thanks for checking out this quick video today. And today I want to talk about four major problems, very serious problems that we are facing, and we will really feel the effects in 2024. These are four major problems we're going to be feeling in 2024. And it's critical that we do everything we can to protect ourselves from these situations. Now, the media really isn't talking about it. They may be talking about it, but in bits and pieces. But I'm going to put all four of these together to show you how dangerous this is and give some tips on what we can do to help protect ourselves. So, as always, please leave me a comment and please like and subscribe to the channel because I'm really trying to grow this channel because we have to get this word out. There are other people talking about this, but I look at it from a different perspective that I think everyone can benefit from. All right, guys, so let's talk about these four dangerous, very dangerous problems that we all are going to be dealing with. All right, let's do it. Okay, the first major problem that we're dealing with is people are getting laid off, and they're getting laid off in a wide variety of industries. This is serious because, in addition to getting laid off, a lot of these jobs are high paying jobs, and it's going to be very difficult to replace these high paying jobs. And this is happening in all types of industries. I know I've said this many times before, but I was a financial advisor many years ago. And I just saw that there was a financial company, financial services company that just laid some people off this year also, and they're going to be laying more people off next year as well. So it's hitting all types of industries. This is just an example here of what I'm talking about. But if you just do your own search, you will see that there are many companies that are just laying people off left and right. So this is a major problem that we have to deal with. Okay, now what I didn't say originally is these problems are building on each other. They feed on each other. It's almost like a chain reaction. So now, here's problem number two. These companies are going out of business. So you get laid off and you say, okay, well, I guess I have to get another job. The problem is many companies, in addition to laying people off, they are closing also. So you're seeing a wide variety of businesses close down, which means there will eventually be fewer and fewer jobs to choose from. And if you are lucky to get a job, as I said before, it will probably pay a lot less than what you're making now. Another thing that's going on is a lot of companies are just hiring part-time people, and when you're part-time, you do not get any medical benefits. So you will now have people who have to work two jobs just to barely make ends meet. And I do mean barely because inflation is just getting out of control. So people are getting laid off, and then you have companies that are closing down, which eventually means fewer and fewer, especially well paying jobs. So now let's go to number three. Now, here's problem number three. These businesses that are laying people off, clearly they're struggling. Clearly they're not making as much money as they used to, so they're trying to cut costs. Well, here's a major cost that will really knock a lot of businesses out of the game, and that is interest rates. A lot of these businesses, they have leases and they lease their office space, and this could be commercial or office leases. I'm talking businesses like, hair salons, fast food restaurants, and big office buildings. They lease their space, but with interest rates going up, then that means when their lease expires and they have to renew their lease, then that lease payment amount is going to go up even more. So we are going to see a lot of businesses who have their leases, they have to renew them in 2024. If they're already struggling, this is going to make things much worse. So what I'm saying is we could expect to see even more businesses go out of business in 2024, which means more people losing their jobs. This is a major problem right here that we really aren't hearing about. It's not being discussed, but these interest rates going up is hurting everybody. not only is it hurting the small, the regular person because the rent's going up and mortgages going up, but businesses are being impacted also. And here's another thing about the businesses too. When you have people who work from home, then that means these office buildings are not being fully stocked or have people in them. So they're losing money in more than one way now. Not only are people not in the office buildings, they still got to pay for these buildings. So they just gonna let them go. They're just gonna let them go, and that's just gonna hurt us even more. So if this happens, then number four is just gonna knock everything out of whack. It's just gonna destroy the economy. So let's look at number four now. Okay, so this problem here is the problem that's just going to destroy the U.S. and the U.S. economy, and that is banks shutting down. So it's just going to make it that much harder to get loans in the future. Interest rates are already higher, and so if we have less banks, then that means they can really make it more difficult for you to get a loan. This is especially with everything that's going on with the economy. They're not going to just loan out money as easily as they did before. It's going to be a lot more difficult to get these loans, which is going to make the economy suffer even more. And these loans can be for all types of activities, whether it's a loan to buy a car, whether it's a loan to buy a house, whether it's a loan to start a business. If you need a loan, it's going to be that much more difficult to get that loan. Excuse me. So that means you will have to have a higher down payment, and your credit must be superb. So these problems are really going to affect us, and I don't think people are really looking at the big picture. I like to look at the entire puzzle, not just look at bits and pieces of it. Because if you just look at a small piece of the puzzle, you don't see the entire picture. And the big picture tells me the U.S. is in severe, severe trouble, and we have to start preparing now because next year, I really feel it's going to be too late. If you're not starting now, you're going to be stuck. All right, guys. So I tried to do this relatively quickly, but these are some serious problems that we have to pay attention to. So the key is to get prepared now because there's not much we can really do about it. Unfortunately, any of us can lose our jobs at any given time. So you want to start preparing for this now. So one of the first things you can start doing is stock up on food and other essentials. If you guys have been following me for a minute, you know I like to talk about the problem, then I like to give solutions also. I'm not going to dwell on why we're in this situation, why we're in this mess. I just know we're in it, and we got to do what we can to navigate these shark infested waters. Okay. Next, get alternative sources of power because if you lose your job, how are you going to pay your light bill? I mean, think about it. That's going to be extremely difficult. Or if inflation continues and things just get more and more expensive, some people are going to have to choose between eating and heating their homes. Now, I just bought something and I'm going to talk about this in a later video, but I just want to show you something real quick. Show you what I bought. Does anyone know what this is? This is an inverter. It is a power inverter. I'm going to talk about this in a later video, but that is another power source. If you guys know what that is, please leave a comment and explain it to someone. But I'm looking ahead because if things get as crazy as I think, I want to be able to have some lights on in my house or turn on a microwave if need be, or just cut back on using um, plugging stuff up. If I can get off the grid as much as I humanly can, that's exactly what I'm going to do. So, solar generators, gas generators, inverters, lithium batteries, all that stuff is going to be very important in the future. Next, get you some physical gold and silver. This is going to be huge because if something happens to the dollar or if the economy collapses, gold and silver will more than likely retain their value because gold and silver have been used as money for thousands and thousands of years. You can use that gold and silver, which goes into my next point, use it for opportunities to capitalize. Now, I just told you guys about layoffs and businesses closing. Many people who own homes, they will lose their homes, unfortunately. This is very, very unfortunate. If these banks collapse and they turn the mortgages over to other companies, no telling what's going to happen to that. The gold and silver can be used to buy some of this depressed properties. These properties are going to go into foreclosure. It's going to be a huge influx of property out there. These banks are going to want to get it off their books, and they will look for ways to get rid of it. Now, mind you, I do believe it's going to be very hard to get financing, which is why you want to have that A1 credit and why you want to use that gold and silver to buy these properties on the cheap if you're able to. I don't like this at all. This is a very unfortunate situation. Now, if a person is in fear of losing their home, there are some things that they need to start doing now to help get themselves out of the situation, which goes into my last point. And of course, there are many, but I'm just going pretty quick today. You want to get multiple streams of income, especially multiple streams of passive income, because these can help you stay afloat when times get tough. We live in a society where you only have that one job and that one income to pay all your bills. But we need to get out of that mindset and work on having multiple streams of income. Now, I have many books and online courses on this type of topic. I talk about passive income strategies, becoming an entrepreneur. All of this is going to be even more important as time goes on. And especially what we want to do is change our mindset, because I have the belief right now that the government is not going to save us. They haven't really saved us yet. So it's critical that we do everything we can to take care of ourselves now. So this is a real quick video. Well, for me, it's quick. But leave me a comment, guys. Let me know what you think. Do you see what I see? Because this is very, very dangerous. And we have to start preparing now. Look at these four things I just discussed. And there are others out there. But there's no getting out of this, y'all. This is a code red. This is danger, danger, danger. I haven't even talked about the wars that's going on, the BRICS nations. I haven't even, the bonds collapsing. I haven't even talked about none of that stuff. So let's talk about it, people, but let me know what you're doing and if you see what I see. All right, guys, take care. Peace.